Hey everybody, it's Casey Williams. Korea's first mass-produced and exported vehicle was the Hyundai Pony, a vehicle that spanned the entire 1980s. So if you look at the 2025 Hyundai IONIQ 5 XRT and you think it's got that 1980s vibe, it is not by accident. Let's go have a look at it. The IONIQ 5 may look like a compact from the 1980s, but it is much more of a mid-sized crossover, and it's all electric. And you really get that vibe by looking at it. You see it in photos, it looks kind of small. You stand next to it, it looks quite big. In fact, the wheelbase is actually longer than the full-size Hyundai Palisade SUV. But look on the outside, this is the XRT version, which means it's a little more off-road capable, has a little more of the off-road vibe to it. You see it in the red tow hooks. You also see it in the digital camouflaged side cladding here, the 18-inch black wheels, off-road tires. So it's got a little more capability, has a very slightly increased ride height. So you can, some light trails get into a fishing spot. But it just looks really cool, and I really just love the whole look of the car. It does have that 1980s look. I grew up in the 1980s, and I really like that. I also like all the creases. Again, it has a very technical look to it, very sophisticated look to it. Of course, the door handles are recessed. Looks really nice. Come around the back. I love the LEDs and this digital look. It just looks like very much out of a video game, looks out of an arcade from 40 years ago. Power hatch. And you really start to see the size of this vehicle when you move into it. There's a lot of storage space back here. This is not like some tiny little compact back here. Seats, flip fold, go forward, you got lots of space. You got a bicycle in here, camping gear, groceries, kids stuff, whatever you need. The connector, all the adapters for the electrical system are down here for the charging. And just a really nicely outfitted area. Another area where this really differs from those little compacts from the 1980s is rear seat space. I had one of those little compact cars and the rear seats were kind of tight. This is almost like a limousine back here. Lots of leg room, very comfortable seats. Nice armrests, cup holders, USB chargers down below, places to put your magazines, even air vents here in the pillars. And everything's outfitted very well. The armrests are really plush, everything feels nice, looks nice, and be a very comfortable place to ride. Moving to the front, the space and proportions also take you back to the 1980s a little bit. Honestly, it feels more like a Chrysler minivan. You sit up high, you got lots of leg room, open floors. Of course, it's much more advanced than that, but the proportions you do is kind of sit up high, very minivan-like. It's certainly not scrunched down like a compact car. And once you're in here, I really like the layout. I like what Hyundai does in all of their cars, but I really like how I've done this. And the big flat twin screens keeps it simple, but everything you need is here. The gauges are here, very crisp, very easy to see them. Wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, wireless phone charging here in the console. Everything's just simple, easy to get to. Dual zone automatic climate control. Down below, you've got all the USB charging ports here. The cigarette lighter style as well if you want to plug in. There are more USBs down below. So wherever you want to plug in, you pretty much can. Heated front seats, heated rear seats, heated leather wrapped steering wheel. Has a driver monitor for safety. There's quite a bit of hard plastic in here, but it doesn't feel particularly cheap. And I really like, this detailing on the doors, kind of like this digital look on the doors, the trim. Of course, the XRT logo as well. Has Bose audio system. And I really do like the seats. The seats are just super comfortable. Safety gear, it has everything you need. It's got forward collision alert, automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist, blind spot warning, rear crosspath detection, like most cars. This also has safe exit assist, so it uses the monitors on the side to keep you or your kids from stepping into traffic. I think the IONIQ 5 does a very nice job of balancing city driving and being compact enough, but also feeling big and safe when you get on the highway with it. And with 259 miles of range, you can get on the road and drive quite a bit. Also pretty easy to charge. This now uses the Tesla superchargers. You've got the adapter for that. You can recharge 20 to 80% in about 20 minutes. If you're recharging this with 240 volts in your home garage, you're looking at about 7.5 hours. So pretty easy overnight charge. But it is a vehicle that it's comfortable, it's roomy, few compromises, and really does encourage you to get out and drive it. What I like about the XRT package too is it has terrain mode, so you can configure the powertrain for snow and for mud, so you got a little more off-road capability. This does have the raised ride height just a little bit to clear those obstacles off-road. Plenty of power too. So 320 horsepower, 446 pound-feet of torque. You've got twin motors, all-wheel drive, so lots of power. You can get it to the road, 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. So for a big crossover that, wheelbase as long as a full-size SUV, I think that's pretty quick. And it's just a very nice vehicle to be in. Again, I like that the proportions are more kind of minivan where you sit in it. You kind of slide into the vehicle instead of sitting down into it. You don't climb into it. It's a very nice proportion. And the way I'm sitting here, I can see out nice, got a full view of the dashboard, got the gauges, everything's in easy reach for all the controls. And I just think that's just really, really pleasant. I like it has all the safety gear. I also like regenerative braking. You can pretty much one pedal drive it in traffic, and it just slows itself right down. But just a very, very nice place to be. Of all the EVs I've driven, this is one of my favorites. Again, if you see it in photos, it just looks like a jacked up hatchback. But when you get in it, it's really super roomy and looks very cool in person. Much larger than you think it's going to be. And I just like the proportions, I like the way you sit in it, I like the efficiency, I like the performance, I like pretty much everything about it. And I really like it with the XRT package because so many EVs have tight suspensions, they have low profile tires to reduce resistance, to improve range. I like this has big fat tires on it, a little more suspension travel, and it's just a lot more comfortable no matter the road. So let's talk about price. And when you compare this to like a Mustang Mach-E, Tesla Model Y, vehicles like that, I think it's pretty competitive. So the IONIQ 5 starts under $43,000. This one, XRT package, everything in it, $57,085. Well, next week we'll have another fun car. Until then, storm forward.